Hi, my name is Cameron Davis, and my topic for this training article's assignment was understanding philosophy and styles. I chose to watch Simon Sinek's TED Talk, How Great Leaders Inspire Action. This TED Talk basically just discusses the aspects that make a great leader and how they're able to inspire others. It starts off by looking at some of the most notable leader figures we know today, such as Apple, Martin Luther King Jr., and the Wright brothers, and the reasons behind their success. It's not that they were the only people at the time who were able to have access to resources and acquire funding to solve their problems, but because of their leadership styles, they were some of the most admirable people and companies we still know today. So then Simon goes on to discuss what they all have in common, and it's the way that they act and communicate with their customers. All three of the examples provided have a deep understanding of their why for what they do. And in the TED Talk, a circle is displayed on the screen, and in the center of the circle is the why, and then the next ring has the how, and the following ring has the what. And so the video really talks about how crucial it is to understand your why and work from the inside out. So then he goes on to talk about what is your why. And it's not asking like, oh, my why is to make a profit or my why is to sell this product. It's deeper than that, and it's asking what your purpose is, what's your cause, what's your belief, why do you get out of bed in the morning, and why should other people care, and why should other people listen to you. And that is something that inspired leaders and organizations recognize and act. So Simon uses Apple as one of his primary examples because they're easy to understand, and most of us are familiar with Apple. Apple is actually a computer company that has become a leader in their industry for also selling MP3 players and iPhones, and anything that Apple sells, I feel like most people would trust and buy. So he discusses how their marketing message, if it was simply that they make great computers, they're beautifully designed, simple and user-friendly, want to buy one, no one would buy one because they would just be like everyone else. But Apple communicates with their audience in a way where they're speaking from the inside out, and they start with their why and then ask you if they want to buy their product. So the final parts of the video talk about the Wright brothers and their success, which is something that I talk about more in my paper. But the primary takeaway from the entire video was that people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. If you talk about what you believe, you will attract those who believe what you believe. So it's just basically saying that leaders need to do more than just spew out facts and plans. They need to inspire us to be successful and want to follow them. And in the video, he also talks about how this is grounded in the tenets of our biology. So when companies and people are speaking directly to people from their why, and they're communicating from the inside out, they're talking directly to the part of our brain that controls our behavior, and therefore people are more likely to act following that. So in relationship to things we've discussed in class, I felt like we talked about leadership as a trait, ability, a skill, etc. And I felt like this TED Talk had a good understanding of leadership as an ability and also leadership as a relationship. So not everyone has these abilities. If your sole purpose for wanting to lead is selfish or doesn't have a good purpose behind it, then you're not going to be successful as a leader. But at the same time, not everyone knows their why right away, and that's okay too. You're still able to find that and develop as a leader. Leadership as a relationship talks about the connections, communication, and collaboration between leaders and followers. And I think this concept relates back to Simon's ideas that, I quote this part, The goal is not just to sell to people who need what you have. The goal is to sell to people who believe what you believe. The goal is not just to hire people who need a job. It's to hire people who believe what you believe. And that really is representative of building those relationships and using your leadership as a way to make connections and communicate. So I have found this TED Talk to be really interesting because it made me do a lot of self-reflection. Prior to this, I had never really thought about my why for pursuing marketing and entrepreneurship, or just why I want to do what I want to do. But after listening to this TED Talk, I definitely took the time to think of my reasons. So I found it to be very insightful. And I also found this TED Talk to be interesting because I very easily connected to the examples that they provided. And so it was easy to relate those back to my life and what I want to do and be as a leader.